This is part of my Apologetics Deconstructed, redoing of an older video. Would the disciples have died for a lie? And the whole premise is that if they made up the story of Jesus dying on the cross and resurrecting and all these things, when they were confronted and told that they were going to be executed and given a chance to recant, would they have died for this lie? Or would they have stated that, no, we're sorry, we made it all up? Would they have actually done this? And it's sort of the problem with this. We see it all the time nowadays. Just look at some of the propaganda on gays and homosexuality, where they say, oh, I was arrested for being a Christian. I was arrested for doing this, for speaking out against homosexuality. It's persecution of Christians. When what we actually see is, no, they were arrested for doing something else. Whether they should have been arrested or not, they were arrested for doing something incidental to being Christian. And we see this all the time. They were causing a disturbance and asked to leave. They were talking to a captive audience after asking to leave. There was one real good example of a father that was arrested for speaking out against them teaching his kid about homosexuality. He was pissed off. And, he was arrested for it. No, he was asked multiple times to leave. He was causing a disturbance. He was arrested just as any parent would be arrested for causing the same scene. It had nothing to do with what he was complaining about. It had to do with him being a nuisance. And you can say whether or not he should have been arrested. But any other situation, they would have been arrested too. And we have this situation. So when we look back at the disciples, how do we know they actually were given the chance to recant? Or that being Christian was what they were arrested for? Or if they were arrested for being Christian, recanting would have done anything. Look at Nero. There's a great example there. He was blaming the Jew Christians for burning Rome. Would the recanting of it actually helped anything? Would the 911 people that did 911, would they recanting Islam and saying, oh, we're sorry, we don't believe in Islam anymore, actually have prevented any reprisals done to them for blowing up the World Trade Center? Would that actually have mattered? No, it wouldn't have mattered. Saying, I'm sorry, and recanting your story, your belief, if you've already being accused of doing something, isn't going to save you. Being innocent, maybe, might save you. But if they've already decided you're guilty, recanting isn't going to do anything to save yourself. So this whole idea of would they have died for lies is nonsense. We don't know what they were actually arrested for. And again, we see this all the time. Christians are arrested for doing something illegal and then blame it for being Christian, or anti-gay, or anti-Islam, or whatever else they feel that they're being arrested for. People will blame and try to defend themselves by saying, oh no, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm being arrested because they don't like me. Look at Jesus. Jesus himself, at the point of which he was executed. The Romans, according to the story, didn't want him executed. But the Jews have actually said, oh, yeah, you're no longer claiming to be the Messiah. You're no longer causing these problems. Okay, we're not going to execute. Oh, he was a trouble-rouser. He was a troublemaker. He had already caused damage. And this also goes to the question of, was Jesus even innocent? But my point here is that, even with the story of Jesus, what do you actually, there's an example of, I don't think he would have been freed if he recanted this stuff. So you can't just say that claiming, admitting it's a lie would actually have saved his life. You have to show that it would have given him a chance. Some, maybe, but again, we don't know. And you can't just assume. And history seems to show me the opposite. So rate, comment, subscribe, let me know your thoughts on this.